Hi everyone, this is Teacher Grace. Yesterday, Uganda celebrated her 58th independence anniversary. And as I reflected on that, the question that kept lingering in my mind was, are we as women and girls independent, especially in matters of our sexuality? I feel like we are not fully independent in that area, much as there's a lot of effort that has been put into promoting women emancipation, encouraging women and girls to go to school, to compete favorably with men. Today we have women and girls, taking on jobs and courses that were predominantly for men, like engineering. We have so many women accountants, women are offering leadership, and that's a beautiful thing. We've actually made great contributions in that area. But when it comes to our sexuality, I feel like we've given so much power to boys and men. Yes. It feels like we are just, victims. And because of that, women are increasingly losing the desire to have a man or to engage in relationships with men. Today, having a physical man is no longer, an issue. And when I speak to women, when I speak to women about this, reasons are they have been used, they have been lied to, they have been heartbroken, and so they really don't see the use of engaging with men. I have a friend, my OG. She's a Nalongo. She gave birth to twins. Unfortunately, one of the children had a complication and had to undergo surgery. The child couldn't hear. So the surgery was to be done in India, and so the money involved was a lot. So she ran a campaign drive to fundraise. And as we were talking about this issue, I asked her how Salongo was coping with this whole situation. And she told me, Grace, there is no Salongo. My children don't have a father. So I was like, okay, what happened to their father? Where is he? And she said, I'm a single mother. I just went and had an IVF and I'm raising my children on my own. So I asked her, why? Why did you choose this? She said, Grace, I got so many frustrations. I was used, I was dumped several times. I got a lot of heartache and stress because of men. So I just decided to do away with men. Then we have this situation in the country where teenage pregnancies are on the rise. Just in the month of July, the Daily Monitor reported 2,300 girls, teenage girls, had became pregnant. And when I look at this entire situation, what really makes me feel disturbed is, as women, why is this happening to us as women? Are we really in control of our bodies? Are we really in charge? Are we independent in the area of our sexuality? And I feel that for us to realize that total independence in matters of our sexuality, two things need to happen. One, we need to, just like we're empowering women in other areas, we need to empower the girl child. Parents, you need to encourage your girl children to appreciate that they are in charge of their bodies. They are in total control and they are accountable for what they let a man or a boy do to them. We need to get to a point, because the way it looks now, it looks like as girls or women, we are victims. Sex is just being done to us. We look like we are powerless. And yet this is our body, this is our body, this is our life. We need to take charge. So encourage girls to be confident to stand up for themselves, to speak up. Because a man cannot do anything. A man or a boy will not do anything to a girl or a woman unless she permits him. I'm talking about good men. Yeah? They will not. So we need to stop and ask ourselves, yes, these girls are getting pregnant, but why are they allowing the sex to be done to them? They need to step up. So we need to empower them in that area. Let them know, because knowledge is power. Let them know that they are in charge. They have power over their body. They are in control of their body. They take responsibility for themselves or for their bodies. And I feel that way we will go a long way in achieving independence in matters of our sexuality. The second thing that needs to happen is for women and girls to appreciate that we or they are sexual beings. That is how God has designed them. Actually, sexuality is a very, very big component of our livelihood as human beings. So important that our entire livelihood and proper functioning is controlled by sex hormones. That is estrogen for women and testosterone for men. That is why when these hormones start reducing in quantity, the woman will start depreciating. So sexuality is a big, big component. And because we are sexual beings, we should appreciate that men are going to approach women and girls. They're going to approach us. And they're doing nothing wrong. That is how God designed it. They are drawn to female beings. They are as sexual as we are. But the onus is now on us. When men approach us, what do we do? Recently, my daughter, who is 19, was walking from the supermarket coming home, and there's this guy who was following her. So as she was branching off to come home, she asks this guy, "Hey, why are you following me?" Then this guy said, "I just wanted to say hello to you. I like you." So she came home, and as she was telling me this story, she looked pissed. So I asked her, why are you pissed? He said, "But mommy, this guy is not serious. He's an old guy. You should respect his age." So I told her, "My dear, as a woman, you do not determine which man approaches you, whether he's in your age bracket or he's older than you. Men will approach you, or men of all types, of all fashions will approach you. The onus is on you now. When they come to you, what do you do?" When I coach women and girls, I normally tell them that every time a man approaches you, there are two things on his mind. He wants to know, can she have sex with me? What will it take for her to have sex with me? So, if you have this awareness at the back of your mind, you know that, okay, the man has come to me, so what should be my reaction? Because he wants to know what are your requirements. So that is when now you bring out your standards. You bring out you communicate your boundaries. If it is, in a dating situation, that is when now you tell this man what you will require. For example, I will require your time. I will require your attention. If you want a committed relationship, you say, "I'm looking for a long-term commitment." Is that something that you would love? Let the man know, because for some reason, I think out of fear, we do not tell men outrightly what we want, how we want to be treated. And when we don't communicate what we want, we are giving up our power and leaving this man to lead you in any direction. So you need to have the courage to tell him what you want, what are your standards and your requirements. Because what happens, we don't communicate, and then we start pushing the blame to men. But what are we? We need to take it back and know that, yes, this is God's design. I need to know that the man will approach me, but what do I do when he approaches me? So I feel like as women, if we can take back that power and have this awareness and be accountable and know that you are in charge of your body, you take responsibility to what happens to your body, it's your life. Yeah? If we can encourage girls and empower them to be confident and to speak up and teach them to have boundaries and standards, if we can realize the fact that we are sexual beings and that men will be drawn to us, men will constantly be, like they say today, be vibing us, then we need to be, to be prepared. What do we do when a man approaches me? So I feel like with those, if we can put that, adopt that, then as women, we will have achieved total independence. We will now be in control of our sexuality. We're already doing well in other areas, but if we can take charge of our sexuality, then we will be fully